Hello everyone, welcome to Political Science Chit Chat YouTube channel. तो पिलामाने आजिर भिडियो आम डिस्कसन करवा पॉलिटिकल साइंस ऑनर्स फोर्थ सेमिस्टर जो तुम कोर पेपर 10 अच्छी ग्लोबल पॉलिटिक्स से गोटे चैप्टर तुम अच्छी इकोलॉजिकल इश्यू इंटरनेशनल एनवायरमेंटल एग्रीमेंट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज। तो से चैप्टर आम मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट 2 and 3 मार्क सर्ट क्वेश्चन नोट्स गुड़ाक आज आम डिस्कसन करवा। तो ये सब नोट्स गुड़िक एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बहुत इंपोर्टेंट अटे सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द वीडियो। The first question वर्ल्ड एनवायरमेंट डे आंसर हो तुम वर्ल्ड एनवायरमेंट डे सेलिब्रेटेड ऑन June 5 is a UN initiative promoting global environmental awareness. It serves as a political platform for international cooperation on climate and sustainability issues. Countries use it to showcase environmental commitment and shape global narratives. It influences public opinion and policy by highlighting pressing ecological concern. Politically, it enables smaller nations to raise environmental issues and encourages global solidarity on biodiversity, pollution control, and climate changes, migration strategies. Next question. What is in situ conservation? The answer is in situ conservation protect species within their natural habitat and is vital in international biodiversity politics. Protected area like national park support ecological balance and sovereign resources management. Global agreements such as the Convention on Biodiversity push countries to maintain habitats. Politically, this often involved land use conflicts and indigenous rights. In situ effort are tied to climate resiliences and sustainable development, shaping environmental governance and fostering collaboration between nation and conservation priority. Next question. What is ex situ conservation? The answer is ex situ conservation involves preserving species outside their natural ecosystem, including in zoos, seeds bank, and botanical gardens. Politically, it's important for global biodiversity protection, especially aimed at climate change and habitat loss. It raises issues of genetic resources, ownership, and north-south equity, often debated under the Nagoya Protocols, while supporting species survival and research. Ex situ method reflect geopolitical divides in conservation funding, access, and control, highlighting the complex interplay of science, diplomacy, and environmental justice. Next question. What is greenhouse gases? The answer is greenhouse gases such as CO2 and methane trap heat, driving global warming. In global politics, managing GHGs is central to climate negotiation like the Paris Agreement. Tension rise over emission responsibilities with developing nation demanding climate justice and financial support. The politics of GHGs involves carbon markets, green technology transfer, and energy transition. Major emitters face pressure to lead emission reduction, while geopolitical dynamics influence how climate obligations are shared and enforced internationally. Next questions. What is Agenda 21? It's, the Agenda 21 is a non-binding global action plan for the 1992 Earth Summit promoting sustainable development. Politically, it marked a shift towards integrated environmental and economic planning, emphasizing local governance. It fostered international cooperation and became a foundation for future climate framework. However, its voluntary nature drew criticism over enforcement. Debates over sovereignty and funding reflects border north-south tension, making Agenda 21 a great symbolic yet politically sensitive milestone in global environmental policies. Next question. What is Millennium Development Goals, which is known as MDG? The answer is the Millennium Development Goal adopted in 2000 aim to tackle poverty, education, and health by 2015. Politically, they rallied global consensus on human development, but were criticized for limited environmental focus and top-down implementation. The MDGs shape aid distribution and international development priority, reinforcing donorship dynamics. They exposed global disparities while encouraging accountability through UN reporting. Despite shortcoming, they paved the way for more comprehensive framework like the Sustainable Development Goals, which is known as SDGs. Next question. What is Sustainable Development Goal, which is known as SDG? SDG adopted in 2015. The Sustainable Development Goals consist of 17 universal objectives targeting poverty, inequality, and environmental protection by 2030. They influence global politics by aligning national policies with international priority. Unlike their predecessors, apply in all nations, emphasizing shared responsibility and inclusivity. They affect global financing, diplomacy, and international law. Implementation challenges exposed disparities in data, governance, and resources. Yet the SDG remain a cornerstone of global sustainable development efforts. Next question. What is climate? What is climate change? The answer is climate change is a defining issue in global politics, affecting diplomacy, security, and development. Caused mainly by greenhouse gas emission, it threatens ecosystem and vulnerable population. Political debates center on emission responsibility, adaptation, funding, and long-term cooperation. Agreement like the Paris Accord seek collective action but face implementation challenges. Climate change reshapes geopolitical priority, intensify migration and resources conflict, and compel nations to address sustainability in national strategies and international negotiation. Next question. What is global climates? The answer is the global climates refers to Earth long-term atmospheric condition, shifts in climate patterns such as rising temperature and erratic weather carry profound geopolitical implication. Global climate influences agriculture, health, and migration, making it a central topic in international forum like the UNFCCC. Climate science inform diplomacy as and climate finance. Differences in climate vulnerability spark debates over fairness, aid, and responsibility. As climate impact grow, global climate governance is increasingly tied to peace, security, and development strategy. Next question. What is greenhouse effect? The answer is the greenhouse effect is a natural process that keeps Earth warm by trapping heat through the gas like carbon dioxide, or we can say CO2. Human activity has intensified this effect, causing global warming. Politically, it's central to climate discourses and international treaties like the Paris Agreement. Understanding this science driven emission policy, carbon pricing, and clean energy investment. It also fuel disputes over accountability and justice between developed and developing country, making in a making it a key concept in climate diplomacy. Next question: what is solar irradiance? The answer is solar irradiance, the sun energy reaching Earth, affects the planet temperature and climate system. While it's a minor factor in modern global warming compared to greenhouse gases, it occasionally features in political debates about climate science. Acknowledging solar variation helps refine climate model and encounter misinformation. In energy politics, solar irradiation irradiance supports investment in solar technology, especially in the global south. Thus, it links scientific understanding with international renewable energy strategy and climate resilience effort. Next question: what is volcanism? The answer is volcanism, the eruption of molten rock from Earth crust, can influence climate by releasing aerosols that cool the temperature. Politically, it's cited to challenge or contextualized human driven climate change. However, long term effects are limited compared to anthropogenic emission. Volcanic risk management is part of global disaster policy and resilience planning. Events like major eruption can disrupt global air traffic and economics, highlighting the need for international cooperation in monitoring and the emergency responses. Next question: what is orbital variation? The answer is orbital variation or Milankovitch cyclone are natural changes in Earth orbit and tell that affect long-term climate pattern. Politically, these cycles are sometimes misused to downplay human influence on climate change. While scientifically valid, their slope is constraints shapely with rapid modern warming. Understanding this variation enhance climate models. They demonstrate the importance of distinguish between natural and anthropologic driven, helping policymaker base decision on sound science in global climate negotiation. What is human cause of climate change? The answer is human activities are the primary driver of climate change. The burning of fossil fuel like coal, oil, and gas for energy and transportation released a large amount of carbon dioxide and the other greenhouse gases. Deforestation reduced carbon absorptions, while industrial activity and agriculture emit methane and nitrous oxide. These gases trapped heat in the atmosphere, leading to global warming, rising sea level, and extreme weather. Significantly impact ecosystem, biodiversity, and human livelihood. Next question: what is effects of climate change? The answer is climate change lead to rising global temperature, melting glacier, and more frequent extreme weather events like hurricanes, droughts, and floods. Sea level rise threatens coastal community and ecosystem. It disrupts agriculture and endanger food security and contribute to biodiversity loss. Health issues are also increased due to heat wave and vector-borne diseases. Socially and economically, vulnerable population suffer most, facing displacement, poverty, and conflict over dwelling resources, making climate change a global crisis. Next question: what is 1972 Stockholm Conference? The answer is the 1972 Stockholm Conference, officially the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment, was the first major international meeting focusing on environmental issues held in Sweden. It marked the beginning of global environmental diplomacy. The conference led to the Stockholm Declaration, emphasizing the needs to balance environmental preservation with economic development. It also resulted in the creation of the United Nations Environmental Programme, paving the way for future international environmental agreements and cooperation. Next question. What is United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP? Answer is established in 1972. Following the Stockholm Conference, UNEP is the leading global authority on climate issues. It coordinates responses to environmental challenges within the United Nations ecosystem based in Nairobi, Kenya. UNEP promotes sustainable development, monitor environmental trends, supports treaties on biodiversity, and chemical and assist country in developing environmental law and policies. UNEP also fosters international cooperation and scientific research to address climate change, pollution, desertifications, and other ecological threats. Next question. What is Global Climate Meet 1997? The 1997 Global Climate Change Meet held in Kyoto, Japan, was pivotal in climate diplomacy. It hosted the third conference of Party COP3 to the UNFCCC and led to the adoption of Kyoto Protocol, which is most important. This meet emphasized binding commitment for developed country to reduce greenhouse gas emission. It recognized the principles of common but differentiated responsibility, highlighting the different capabilities and responsibility of nation in addressing climate change based on historical emission. Next question. The Kyoto Meet on climate change. Answer. The Kyoto Meet COP3 in 1997 resulted in the Kyoto Protocol, the first legally binding agreement requiring industrialized country to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Country agreed to reduce emission by the average of 5.2% below 1990 level between 2008 and 2012. The protocol introduced flexibility mechanism like emission trading, joint implementation, and the clean development mechanism. Although not rectified by all major emitters, it marked a significant step in global climate policies. Next question. What is Buenos Aires Convention on Climate Change 1998? The answer is the Buenos Aires Climate Change Convention COP4 in 1998 focused on finalizing the operational details of the Kyoto Protocol. Delegates negotiated the Buenos Aires Plan of Action, which led to the roadmap for rules regarding emission trading, compliance, and the clean development mechanism. Although significant progress was made, the complexity of implementation delayed final agreement. The convention emphasized the importance of financial and technical support to developing nations to combat climate change effectively. Next question. What is the clean development mechanism? And the answer is the clean development mechanism under the Kyoto Protocol allow developed country to invest in the emission reduction project in developing country and receive credit towards their emission target. This project include renewable energy, reforestation, and energy efficiency initiative. The CDM aim to promote sustainable development in host country while helping industrialized nation meet their climate goals cost effectively. It also foster technology transfer, encouragement investment, and play a vital role in integrating climate and development policies globally. Next question. What is the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, which is known as COP9? The answer is the COP9 of the UNFCCC was held in Milan, Italy, in 2003. It advanced the operational aspect of the Kyoto Protocol and discussed future climate commitment. The conference emphasized the need for financial mechanism to support developing country in adapting to climate change. It also reviewed national communication and adaptation funds. COP9 helped refine rules for the clean development mechanism for future, strengthen global cooperation for climate mitigation and sustainable development initiative. Next question. What is the Johannesburg Summit 2002? The Johannesburg Summit or World Summit on Sustainable Development took place in South Africa in 2002. It aimed to assess progress since the 1992 Earth Summit and to renew global commitment to sustainable development. Key issues included poverty, eradication, water and sanitation, energy health, and biodiversity. The summit promoted partnership between government, businesses, and civil society, resulting in the Johannesburg Plan for of implementation, which reinforced Agenda 21 and emphasized integrated environmental and economic goods. Next question. What is Rio 20 conference? The answer is the Rio 20 conference held in Brazil in 2012 marked 20 years since the original Earth Summit. Its central theme were the green economy in the context of sustainable development and poverty eradication, and the institutional framework for sustainable development. The conference produced a non-binding document, The Future We Want, reaffirming commitment to sustainability and encouraging nations to develop Sustainable Development Goals or SDG. It highlighted the need for inclusive, participatory, and equitable development strategy globally. Next question. What is UN Environment Program? The answer is the United Nations Environment Program, founded in leads international effort to address global environmental challenges. Headquartered in Nairobi, UNEP advised nations on environmental policy, foster environmental science, and support sustainable development initiative. To play a key role in climate change negotiation, biodiversity conservation, pollution control, and environmental law, UNEP also assists in disaster risk reduction and coordinate global environmental assessment, promoting eco-friendly technology and practice for its sustainable futures. Next question. What is green economy? The answer is a green economy aims for sustainable development without degrading the environment. It focuses on reducing carbon emission, improve energy and resources efficiency, and preventing biodiversity loss. Core sectors include renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, waste management, and green transport. A green economy promotes inclusive growth by generating green jobs and reducing environmental risks. Supported by policies and investment, it seeks a balance between economic progress and ecological preservation, fostering long-term environmental and social well-being. तो पिलाମାନେ ଏହା ଥିଲା ଆଜିର ତୁମର ଇକୋଲୋଜିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁର ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ତୁମର ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ସର୍ଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍, ଯାହାକି ସେମିଷ୍ଟାର ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ପାଇଁ ବହୁତ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଅଟେ। ଆଇ ହୋପ୍ ଭିଡ଼ିଓଟି ଭଲ ଲାଗିଥିବ। ସୋ ବିଫୋର୍ ଏଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଭିଡ଼ିଓ, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such content. Thank you.